All right, what's happening, man? Welcome back to the channel. Now, I know what you're thinking if you clicked on the video. I cannot believe this guy is making a video about anything Creed Aventus-y because it's so played out, so overblown. You're all probably pretty sick of it, but I've got to be honest with you guys. Today, I want to talk about Makin Sense King Maximus 13zz01, which is their clone of the famous, hard to get your hands on batch of Creed Aventus, which is the 13zz01 batch. I've never smelt that batch in real life. I've seen it for sale a couple times, and I thought that there was a misprint on the price. This guy has to have made a mistake. He screwed up when he typed the price in, and he wasn't kidding. Bottles of that stuff, if you can even find them, are extremely expensive. This is worth talking about, though. Before we get into the fragrance, as always, guys, you know the drill. If it's your first time here, if you like this kind of content, subscribe and ring the bell. So, when I first got this stuff and sprayed it on, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't that excited, but then when it dried down, it threw me for a loop. Let's go over the notes real quick briefly, then we're going to talk about it a little more. I'll put them up on the screen here. We can go over them together. What they've got listed in the top from Makin Sense website, of course, black currant, bergamot, apple, and pineapple. Then in the mid, rose, dry birch, Moroccan jasmine, and patchouli. And then in the base, oak moss, musk, ambergris, and vanilla. Now, I have the dry down on a test strip, but the test strip doesn't do much justice to my skin. When this stuff goes on originally, the opening to me is on the test strip more than my skin, but also on my skin as well. It's a little bit like synthetic and like the chemical pledge cleaning smell that some people complain about, like that lemony pledge smell. I get that a little bit. When I first wore this, I didn't have the highest hopes because, again, it's another Creed Aventus fragrance. We've all smelt them 1,000 times. I own so many Aventus-style fragrances already that I didn't really need to get this, but I was excited because I, like probably a lot of you guys, have never smelt that real 13zz01 batch from Creed. When I put this on, it smelled pleasant, but it was definitely nothing groundbreaking that I haven't smelled before. When I got excited was about 45 minutes into wearing this. I was driving and I cracked my window and I happened to catch a whiff. And I'm like, was that me? And I smelt it and I got this big grin on my face because I started to get it. Okay, this is what people must be excited about. Now, I've heard some people talk about this batch and they talk about the fruity element more, but what got me, what I'm enjoying the most about this stuff is when it dries down, the base is what gets me the most excited. It has this, the amber and the vanilla almost give this slightly vanillic sweetness to the muskiness and the woodiness of this fragrance. It's very pleasant. It's like nothing else I've smelled, nothing else that I own that's Aventus-y. You still get the obvious pineapple fruitiness from Aventus, and it's very nice in this fragrance. It's a very clean and very rich and very, you know, decent to high quality smelling fruity element to this, but that like ambery vanillic sweetness to the dry down is what really got me excited. It is pleasant. It's very smooth. It's very, like I said, almost creamy and soft and alluring. It's probably one of the easiest versions of the Aventus style DNA that I've ever smelt. And again, I'm only speaking from my experience off of my skin. It's interesting to say the least. Now, I've gotten 2 or 3 compliments already wearing this stuff, and I've worn it about 4 times now. It's worth getting your hands on, even if you own a handful of Aventus-style fragrances already. Now, as far as performance goes, I'm getting a typical 6 hours out of this stuff. You could probably argue that it's lasting a little longer, but I like to be a little more on the conservative side when I talk about the performance of a fragrance. If I can barely find it, you know, 5-6 hours into wearing it, I'll call it 6 hours. I'll call it off. I'm not going to sit there with a timer and say 7 hours, 4 minutes, and 16 seconds. No, if it becomes like a subtle skin scent, I'm okay with calling that off. I think 5 and 6 hours is pretty safe, though, for other people smelling you. I keep going back to this every time I wear it. It's very nice. Now, when you're really experiencing the fragrance, like when you move around and catch wafts of it, not like digging in to look for it, when you're moving around and you catch wafts of it, that's when you kind of go, ooh, that is nice. Like I said, I'll reiterate that same point. For me, it's that ambery, vanillic, soft, and almost warm and creamy sweetness to the woody musky element of this fragrance. It's very nice. I don't know if the original 13zz01 Creed was like that at all, because like I said, I've never smelled that. But this one on my skin is a very pleasant and not redundant at all take on the Creed Aventus DNA. So I thought I'd show it some love. Again, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not affiliated with Making Sense at all. I bought this with my own money, and this is my own honest opinion. For the price, it is a very good value in my opinion. And let's go over that briefly before I wrap this up. This 17 milliliter bottle I got for 20 bucks. I believe you can step up to a 30 milliliter bottle for I think 30. You can step up to a 50 milliliter bottle, I believe, for 50 bucks. And the 100 milliliter bottle of this, I believe, is $75. You can check out the website. I might be wrong, but I know I'm at least in the ballpark. Very good stuff. And if you look at that actual batch of the 13zz01 Creed Aventus online, you will have no problem paying 75 bucks for 100 milliliters of this stuff. Anyways, check it out. Let me know down below if you've smelt it, what you think. I'm enjoying this stuff a lot. It's a damn good fragrance. Hey, if you liked the video, drop me a like. It matters. It lets YouTube know the video is worthwhile, the channel is worthwhile, you liked it. Maybe they should show it to other people. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't know why you haven't already, but you probably should. Until next time, I will leave you guys how I always leave you. Take your vitamins, hit the gym, always stay improving. That's very important. God bless. Be well. I'm out.